What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Universe Signature Collection, Doomsday. Yes, this is the figure of Doomsday we finally got. Unfortunately, it's not the figure we want, but long story short, there's a really long story that goes with it. But right now, here we have Doomsday. He was the Comic-Con exclusive for DC Universe. At the top it says right here, Man of Steel, the beginning of the end, Doomsday. Really liking his packaging. It's cracked here, wreckage everywhere. I just love it. On the side we see some more destruction, like the fire hydrant is just gushing water. Welcome to Metropolis, it's all destroyed. Warning, small parts may be generated, and warning, long cord strangulation hazard, not to recommend for children under 3 years of age. But on the back we have this wonderful picture of Doomsday, and this wonderful read-up that, unfortunately, you can't really read, but it's on the back of his mailer. It says, before his reign of terror on Earth, the Catatons contained Doomsday inside a ship and cast him out among the stars, destined to float for all eternity. When his ship crash-landed and was buried itself beneath Earth's surface, Doomsday lay dormant in his prison suit for a number of years before finally punching his way free. Even with one arm still bound in his suit, Doomsday couldn't be stopped from wreaking havoc and destruction across the countryside as he made his way to Metropolis for the ultimate battle with Superman. But as the battle raged on, the prison suit did not do much to contain Doomsday's insatiable bloodlust or his terrifying determination to destroy everything in his path. Really nice mailer. I wish I could show it off for you, but it doesn't fit in my studio. Actually, I think I can get it to fit. See, this is the mailer he came in, the bloody S shield, and then his read-up. But that's Doomsday and his packaging, so what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him open up, and we'll go on to the rest of his review, so sit tight, everybody. So here we have Doomsday posing out of packaging, and right off the bat I'm going to say he is one massive figure. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of DCUC figures, and he just seems huge. I mean, I have Kilowog, which pretty much uses similar parts to him, but he just, like, seems really massive. Let's get a good 360 of him. I'm going to say that this isn't the Doomsday that I would prefer to have in my collection. However, it is Doomsday nonetheless. Long story short, Doomsday was supposed to be a subscription figure. Tier 1 got this guy, Tier 2 got the Unleashed, neither were met. So he was released at Comic-Con. But let's just get a size comparison really fast, shall we? Let's move Doomsday off to the side and bring in the Man of Steel. And as you can see, Doomsday towers over Superman. He's just like huge, and this is a 6-inch figure. I mean, it's like 2.5 Supermen tall, and Doomsday is like 2 Supermen wide, and that's just really, really massive. And my goodness, you can even see the scale here. I mean, just look at those hands. Doomsday wasn't originally this big in the comics, however, for a figure, it works. He's supposed to be imposing. This figure stands over just about every other figure in the DC Universe Classics lineup. And let's actually go into some detail on Doomsday really fast. That head sculpt is phenomenal. Those red goggles of his, they are slightly scratched on mine, unfortunately, and I noticed handling him, the paint on his face seems to come off pretty easy, so be careful with that. You can see all the tubings and wirings, all the broken tubes from him just ripping out of his containment and his binds. It's even broken on his wrist, I should say, not his forearm. I would have liked it if his right arm could fit into this, like in the comics, how he had it behind his back. And remember, this is a beast that took on the Justice League with one arm behind his back. Literally, he took on the Justice League with one arm. He single-handedly brought most of the Leaguers down. Okay, now that we got the camera back on position. Once again, I'm doing this blind because I have no viewfinder. He's just a really nice figure, and there's so many details on his tubing, how it's silver on some of them and then dark gray. There's like a metallic wash on the dark gray tubes. They're just plastic, there's no wire frames in them, so, you know, be careful handling them because they might break and if you put too much strain on them. And as much as it looks like this hinders his articulation, it does just a little, but it's nothing you can't get over. And speaking of articulation, he does have a ball jointed head. He can look down and up pretty far. Head can bobble, moves left and right. Look at that. Lots of range on Doomsday's head. Really enjoy that. Arms go out to about there. Arms do a full 360. And like I said, both arms can. You just got to watch the tubes and hope they don't break off, which luckily they haven't on mine. He swivels at the bicep, bends at the elbow single joint, spins at the wrist. He has an ab crunch. You can see right there. It is hindered by all of this gear he has on. If it was the Unbound Doomsday, he might crunch a little better, but I don't know. He swivels at the waist. Legs go forward, back, and out. Just watch for the tube. He spins at the thigh. Both of the thighs spin. He bends at the knee single joint. Spins at the boot. Has an ankle joint and slight pivot in his ankle. So overall, fantastic articulation from Doomsday. His knees on mine are a little weak, so I would be careful because over time that will deteriorate and he won't stand as well. But overall, really nice figure. What I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and we'll wrap up his review. So sit tight, everybody. So here we have Doomsday posed for my final thoughts, and overall, I really do enjoy this figure. Don't get me wrong, I really would have preferred having the Unbound Doomsday, his fully unleashed Rampage Doomsday. But you know what? He's a really nice consolation figure, and it is bittersweet having him in my collection. However, he's still Doomsday. That is a fact, that this is still Doomsday, and I still wanted a Doomsday figure. Yes, it sucks that this is the one we got, however, I'm able to overlook it for now. Hopefully, some way, Matty is able to get us Unleashed Doomsday, even though they say they can't. But overall, if you can get this Doomsday, I highly recommend you do. He was available at San Diego Comic-Con or on Matty Collector on the 4th, leading into the 5th. He actually sold out within 2 days, I believe, which is really good and maybe gives hope to the Unbound Doomsday. But if you can get him at a good price, I say pick him up. On Matty Collector, he was $35 plus shipping. It came out to about $50. That is ridiculous. I don't know why Mattel charged so much for shipping, but they do, and at least I got Doomsday. If you can pick him up for a good price, I say go for it. He's a wonderful figure. He'll look great in your collection, especially fighting the Man of Steel, taking out the Justice League. Who knows what he's going to do with this big guy. But anyway, I am King of Dragons 5000 saying I highly recommend the DC Universe Classics Signature Collection Doomsday, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody.